Hello everyone, my name is Naomi. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a very long time. I have led a very busy life lately. I had about 7 months straight of working a ridiculous amount of overtime. We're in this lull just before harvest. Harvest is beginning, so things are going to pick up. But I spent my summer training new people at work, so we have a larger team, so hopefully we are better prepared going into harvest than we were going into the spring planting season. So I don't know if you guys are on Telegram. If you're on Telegram, look up Lin Wood's channel. He is right now organizing a strike for freedom, and I think it is one of the best things that we could do for our country. You vote with your money, and I see a lot of people voting wrong with their money. They're saying they support these values, these principles, these freedoms. That they're saying they support something, but then at the same time they're supporting with their money. They're not putting their money where their mouth is. They're saying, I support the Constitution, I support freedom, and then they're supporting companies. They're giving money to companies that are trying to force communism into our country. And this is not okay, even if it makes it inconvenient. So you may have to go to a different grocery store and buy something and pay a little bit more for it. You may own less things, but I would rather deal with inconvenience, owning less things, than having all kinds of stuff and having no freedom. If you have freedom, you can earn what you need in this life. If you don't have freedom, you're restricted to only what your communist government tells you that you're allowed to have. I don't know if you guys have heard of the social credit score that's going on in China right now. It's not okay. If you're a good little citizen and worship your communist dictators and do all the right things, then you're allowed access to the money that you worked for. But they can even take away your access to your own bank account over there if you speak out against communism, if you speak out against the torture, basically the crimes against humanity that happen under a communist dictator. And we are seeing these crimes against humanity that are just popping up in our country. So we need to really take a stand. Our founding fathers, they pledged their lives, their fortunes, their sacred honor for our country. They were willing to give up everything. The colonists that started in our country, when they were cut off from England, that was their supply chain. They had to give up a lot of luxuries. They had to learn how to do things. They had to learn how to come up with different sources for what they needed. They went without things that they needed, and they learned how to get by. And yes, it was a huge inconvenience, and it made their life very difficult. But who wants to be under the control of a dictator who basically says you have no rights? If I want to rape your daughter, I'm going to rape your daughter, and you can do nothing about it. If I don't like you, I can shoot you, and you can't do nothing about it. We decide if your children get to go to school or not. We decide what your children learn in school or not. Doesn't matter if it's the truth. Doesn't matter. So they were willing to give up everything, and they did. Those who signed the Declaration of Independence, they lost everything. Many of them their lives. And they lost their fortunes. They lost their families. Some of them, their families were murdered because of the fact that they were fighting for the freedom of this country. So none of these guys walked away unscathed. They lost everything. And I've heard a lot of crap about people saying, oh, well, it was a bunch of rich white men who made the laws for this country. No. It was a bunch of rich white men who gave up everything for this country. so that you could be free. And everyone keeps forgetting the sacrifices of those who came before. And yet we aren't willing to give up even a small amount of convenience to keep this country free for our children and our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. We have to stand up for the freedom of this country or we will lose it. And we're running out of time. So I highly encourage everyone to join Lin Wood's Strike for Freedom. Let's take a stand. Any company that is mandating the vaccine, don't do business with them. We're just going to not do business there at all. If we would just stop doing business with these companies, they would take the hint. They would lose a ton of money. And trust me, in government and large business, all they care about is money. They don't care about people. They don't care if they mandate something and it kills you. No skin off their back. They don't care. And the vaccine companies, they aren't held liable even slightly if their vaccine kills somebody or maims them for life. They don't have to pay for it. They don't pay for it if your child is disabled for life. It's all on you. It's on you because you're the one who chose. They don't have to pay anything. And this was a law that was signed in to protect the vaccine companies. So we got to take a stand. And we don't got much time to do so. So I think it's highly important that we do this. I'll put a link in the description box, and I will be putting out some more videos because I am no longer working crazy amounts of overtime. So I'm going to continue my series about taking our country back. Have a good one. Bye-bye.